What up, it's Brandon here. Today I'm going to be giving you a behind the scenes look at how I make Bladed News. So I'm going to go from everything from the research to posting it live. So right now it's Thursday. My plans for today is to write a script and record an intro clip. So let's start with my research. So this has a few steps to it. The first step is something I have to constantly be doing forever, no breaks, and that is looking for news. And the way I get most of it is through social media like Facebook and Instagram. Most of it just comes naturally to me, which is pretty good. Like it'll just be in my feed. Whenever I see something, I'll take note of it. I have a Google Docs file and a Google Drive that I can access from any device. So if I see anything, I'll get the link, I'll write it down. If it's on Facebook, I'll download a picture if there's a picture and put it in the Google Drive. But if it's on Instagram, I'll just save it. So once we're up to the day before I have to film and edit this, that's when I'll do a final check, which is step 2, which is where I'll go to Bladed Union, which is a really good and one of the only news sources left right now. So go check there and make sure there's nothing that I've missed. But yeah, once I have this Google Doc with absolutely everything from the last 2 weeks in it, that's where I'm up to now. That's where I'll go in and I'll narrow it down. So I'm not getting rid of anything. I didn't have as much stuff as I thought, so this is probably the easiest this has ever been. I'm keeping everything. And since for whatever reason Bladed Union, the app and the website are both down right now, so I can't do any further research. We got the things I want to talk about already. Now we're going to script. So I script everything by hand. I write it out by hand. I'm going to tell you a lot of stuff that probably is not interesting at all, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I've tried a lot of different things over the years now. I used to write every word I'd say, and I find it doesn't help. At that point, I'm just wasting time because I'm not going to read it, you know. And it makes the video feel a lot more scripted, you know, it doesn't seem as natural. Now what I try to do is I try to just give points to remind me of what I'm talking about, you know, and important key parts, especially here in Bladed News. Like, you know, say there's a wheel, I'll write down the size. But anyway, what I try to do now is I try to keep it to one page. That way I should actually use it. Because if I write too much, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to just skim and forget things. I still manage to forget things anyway, so I don't know. Let's do some scripting. So recently I've been trying to start Bladed News with a clip that I saw in the last fortnight that caught my eye. And this week, it's such a good one. It's the longest test slide I've ever seen. So the first note I've got to write is just something to do with that, so I remember what it is tomorrow. And what I'm going to put here is just how long this was, which is 300, and I already forgot. Let me check. 328 feet. That's a pretty long test slide. It's got to be a record. I won't talk you through the whole thing because it'll be super boring, but I did want to ask you guys while you're here. These intro clips I think are good because they could grab your attention, but I've been noticing that the quality of them is absolutely trash. So the first thing you see on Bladed News is like pixels, which I don't like. Do they work? Are they good? Should I stick to something that's a bit more quality? I don't know, let me know. But anyway, the thing I do need to take note of next is whoever is sponsoring that Bladed News. And luckily I have 2 channel sponsors that make sure every Bladed News episode I have is sponsored. And they sponsor me through Patreon, so shout out to them. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, so this week it happens to be Skids Grind Plates. But yeah, I won't bore you anymore, I'll just do it. Every time you see me get up and go away from writing the script, this is where I am researching and checking facts and stuff like that. Alright, so I've finally got a rough script done. Normally I'd be done for the day now. This is my chill first day. I used to do everything in one day, but I find when I do that, the product's a bit more rushed and it's just way too much work for one day. Like it would take me like from when I wake up to like 2 a.m. to finish it. It's just too long. But anyway, it's feeling a bit faster than normal today, so this might not be an accurate representation. But yeah, normally I'll be done, but now we're going to film an intro clip, which is actually on Animal Crossing, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. So yeah, wish me luck. Alright, now hopefully that's enough for me to make that work. I guess you would have seen by now if it did. But yeah, that's it for day 1. See you tomorrow when I have to film this. Alright, so it's the next day and I've just been reminded why I don't do this all in one day. And it is because news is always coming in, and I just got informed some news that I would have definitely missed if I had done it all yesterday. You know? So I had to add to the script again, you didn't see that, but I did have to add to it again. But anyway, we're up to filming finally, and yeah, now I've got to set up the set. This usually takes a long time and I really wish I had a dedicated space for it, but that's never going to happen. Anyway, let's get to it. I have to put this on because the wood's actually too shiny and the green screen reflects off it and it ruins the shot. I do actually use this every day. anyone knows anything about green screens, these creases that you can see here are something you really want to avoid. So this really janky setup I have is pretty horrible. It just takes me a long time to get it to a point where I give up and I just hope I can make it work. It's probably not worth mucking around with too much, but I'm going to try to get rid of that crease there if I can. Probably won't be able to, but yeah, and then that's it, we're good to go. Alright, so that was super painful and we didn't make much progress at all. It looks like absolute garbage. If you're wondering why I'm looking over here too, it's because I have a monitor set up. My TV set up. And it looks like this part here is going to cause me some trouble, but as long as it's a bit around me, it's good. If it isn't, oh man. It's still pretty bad right now, but wow, I'm over this. The hardest part is the fact that you can't really see it with your own eye. That's why I had this TV set up, because I can really see the dark patches. Maybe I'll film it so you can see. This is the setup, by the way, so the camera you guys helped me get. Thank you guys so much. And I've got a connected HDMI cord to my TV where I have it playing, and then I'll sit over there. Alright, so the last thing to do is to line up the shot, which is really hard to do, and there's only one of you. Alright, this framing is probably the best I'm going to get right now. So when I first started doing the green screen videos, I was trying to light the green screen artificially, and that doesn't work for me at all. I found that using natural light works a lot better, so that's what I'm doing now. So luckily I got a really sunny day today, so it should be nice and easy. But yeah, now we're finally ready to film this after all of that. So yeah, I'm going to start a new recording so this is easier for me to edit. But yeah, now we just got to record the episode. Alright, so we're finally finished recording. I'm definitely behind schedule right now because I mucked around all morning. And it took around 30 minutes to record, which is pretty long. I feel like it normally doesn't take that long, but I did feel like it went well. I didn't have to repeat myself too much. I did get this one comment one time saying that throughout the video I seem uninterested and bored, and I remember watching it and agreeing, and I want to tell you right now, the reason that is because sometimes it can take me up to like 10 attempts to say a sentence, and by that point you can see the pain in me, you know? When I have to just repeat the same thing over and over again, it's hard to keep the same enthusiasm. Shout out to whoever said that though, because now I'm actually actively aware of it. So yeah, hopefully I can fix it. But anyway, now I've got to move on to the fun part, which is editing. Alright, so I'm waiting for the clips to transfer. It's taking a bit longer than it normally does because I've got the clips of the behind the scenes as well that I got to transfer. While I wait for that, I might as well explain how I edit. It's probably going to be really boring to most of you, but I guess only one way to find out. So the way I edit this is I do it in a few waves. So in the first wave, I'll do the green screen, make sure that works, and I'll cut it down so that it's just like me talking with all the cropping right with the intro and the outro done. And then on the second wave, I'll go through and I'll add all the overlays and things I'm talking about, like pictures and stuff, and then like videos at the end. On the same way through, I'll also be looking for things I can cut out to make it shorter. Because a big tip for anyone wanting to start making videos, always take out more. Because when you start, you will not be taking out enough. You know, you never need to repeat things you say, just always look to take out as much as you can. Now, I'm sure I'm still really bad at this. So yeah, once I get through that, then the video is pretty much in a final state there. I'll go through and do one more wave where I'll add music in. And in that wave, I'm still looking for things I can shorten or say better. And in that same wave, I'll also do like color correct and stuff like that. And then when we finally get to there, that's when I can finally render it, and that's going to be hours from now. I'll stop and I'll tell you how long it took me to do each part of this editing. Yeah. Okay, so just finished the first wave of editing. It's been a long time now. To be exact, it's been 2 hours and 50 minutes just for the first wave. This is the longest wave. But anyway, I think it's a little bit different because the intro for this one is a lot harder to make than they normally are. And I was having a lot of trouble with Premiere. It was like lagging up every time I change workspaces. If anyone knows how to fix that, I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, now I'm going to take a break because, yeah, I've been sitting here for too long. But when I come back, I'm going to start phase 2, which is where I go through and add all the overlay and pictures and stuff like that. So I finally finished the second wave, which is going through and adding all the overlays. It's been another 2 hours now and it's dark. So the bit that takes the longest about this part is finding good logos and pictures of people I'm talking about. It takes so long. So if you have like a rolling company or you're a pro roller or something, can you just like upload a good clear picture of yourself and a good version of your logo? It would just make my life so much easier. Also going and screen recording all the like videos I'm showing out takes ages as well. It's just a lot of steps. But anyway, we got one more wave to do before I can render this, and it is dinner time, so I'm taking another break. Alright, so now on to the final wave of editing, which is where I put in the background music and do any final touches, and then I'll be able to render it. So hopefully this doesn't take 2 hours. Alright, so it's been another hour and 40 minutes just to add music. And now I'm feeling pretty tired, but we're finally up to rendering. What I used to do when I render is I'd try to do the thumbnail, but my new computer, which I bought for editing, can't handle me doing that. So now instead what I do is while it's rendering, I'll write the title and description. So yeah, I'll do that now. Alright, so now the video is completely rendered and I started uploading it. I've fully written the description and title, and now I'm on to doing the thumbnail. So the way I do the thumbnail, I have a preset save file in Photoshop. I use the preset to help me make the thumbnails look similar. What I've been doing recently is I've been using this one, I guess, like screenshot photo shoot I did for me in the middle, just for the last like few Blade News. So I haven't been taking new one. I used to take a new one every single time, and it's been saving me a lot of time. But today, for whatever reason, I'm deciding I'm gonna at least try use a screenshot from today's Blade News. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this sometimes takes me forever because I just can't decide what I want to put in the thumbnail. Right, we're almost there. We're in the home stretch. Let's see how long making the thumbnail takes me. So I made some really good time on that thumbnail there. I don't think I've ever done a thumbnail that quick before, especially Blade News. I usually don't go with the first choices I come up with, but I don't know, I felt good about those ones. So yeah, that's good. So now I have the video uploaded with a thumbnail and all the description title written, so we're pretty much done. But one thing that always really annoys me about some videos on YouTube is when you watch them and there's some huge error in it, like say someone will say the same line twice, or you know, there's a big blank space in the middle. Just something we can tell that the person uploaded it and didn't even bother to check it. So I always make sure to check every video I upload, and if there's some big glaring error, then I'll fix it. But if there's little tiny errors, you won't bother, like maybe a little typo or something like that. So yeah, I'm sure there's a million errors in this video just because I said that. So I watched through it in the upload step where you add cards, because I figure while I'm watching it, I might as well add like polls in there for people to fill out because they're pretty fun. So yeah, that's why there's always a poll in the cards for all my videos. It keeps me checking my videos. Yeah. So once I've done all that, the final step is to get some timestamps for a pinned comment so that people can skip to things that are in the title, so they don't have to watch the whole video just to find out whatever was in the title. I'm pretty sure no one uses that, and I spend a decent amount of extra time doing it. So if you do use it, you should let me know in the poll in the corner. I've already done that. I've kind of come to you from the future, but I did film it, so here's the montage of that. At this stage, I am 100% done with this episode of Blade News. It is 10 PM at night. I think I started this at around 11 AM. But yeah, once I've edited this video, I'll give you a total time breakdowns and everything. And yeah, see you then. So it's a few days after I posted the episode of Blade News, and now I can tell you it took me approximately 12 hours total to do everything for that 10-minute episode. The largest chunk of that was 6.5 hours of just editing the video. So this episode of Blade News did exceptionally well, I don't know why, to the point where within 2 days it had caught up to my most viewed episodes ever in the series. So thank you guys so much for watching it. I appreciate it so much. The amount of support for this series is really overwhelming. It's cool. So I'm pretty much always changing the way I make all my videos. Always looking for a more efficient, more accurate way to do them. So I don't know how long this is going to be accurate. Probably from the moment I post it, it's going to be inaccurate to my whole how I make Blade News. But if you made it this far and you're curious about it, thank you so much for even wanting to look at a video about how I make a video. I appreciate that a lot. If you're looking to support me or Blade News directly, I did add a new way to do so, which involves becoming a member. There's actually a tier in there where you can get on Blade News and become a Blade News correspondent. This is where I'll cut to you in the middle of a Blade News. I'll be like, now to our Blade News weather correspondent, and we'll cut to you. You can do whatever you like, and it sounds fun. So if it sounds good and you want to support me, you can do that. That'll be the join button or a link in the description if you're on mobile. But anyway, thanks for learning about bladed news. Huge shout out to my patrons, Acosta Blades, Adam, Kevin, Chris, Deep Dennis, Fabian, Lake Brothers Blading, Joel, Mark, Mike, Nathaniel, Sean, Skids Grind Plates, Sweet Moves, Tagi, The Aggressive Chef, The Book of Grinds, and Tice. And I'll see everyone later on. Peace out.